How we doing? So, I think I've talked about this before, but I wanted to do a review series since I can go on Amazon and buy things. So, I've got a bunch of stuff waiting. I was waiting on some spare batteries and a battery charger for this camera. It's a Nikon Coolpix. You'll be hearing my cats run around. If it ends up being a problem, we'll move somewhere else, but for now I think it's fine. So first one up, since it's going to be fairly short and easy to do, I decided we're going to review this power bank that I bought. It's a Nekteck 20,000 milliamp hour. Nothing much on it. All these scratches you see are from me using it. When I got it, it was perfect, pristine. First, before we go over that a little more, we're going to start with the packaging. So, can't see that. Shit. I'll adjust where the camera is a little bit because it's already zoomed out all the way. And we're at my dining room table, so there's the front of the package. Just says Nekteck power bank, 20,000 milliamp hour. Nothing really here. Obviously made in China. China exports. Get you a little close up there. Nekteck. There's the product specs. We've got a little QR code with their support, and then there's the top. That's all it says on it. Nothing on the sides. When we open it up, everything comes all packaged in here. This is obviously in there. You get a real short micro USB cable. Get you a little close up. I am recording in 1080p, but on the screen it looks terrible. Just a little micro USB cable, nothing fancy, kind of shit quality. But all it needs to do really is stay plugged in somewhere and charge up your Nekteck. So we've got, it's wrapped up in this, just sitting off on the side. Little cellophane, almost package. Got a user manual. Yeah, blah, 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 whatever. Back to the Nekteck. Throw all that shit out of the way. So, on the face of it, we just have their brand, and then little LED indicator. Shows 4 for full, and I will show you the charging later, just to show it works. Got the button right here. Let's get you a little listen to that. Nice solid detent. On the back end, just gives us a little bit of specification. Come on. There we go. Now you're focusing. Here. That's much better. Shows you 20,000 milliamp hour, 3.7 volts, and it even does the conversion to watt hours, which I checked is actually correct. Input maximum of 2 amps on 5 volts, and output it'll do 3.4 amps max. I'll explain that in a second. It says 2 USB ports. Nothing else on the back. Nothing on this side. And then here's the business end. So you've got 2 USB outs, 1 micro USB in. We can either do 2 amp on one and 1 amp on the other for the maximum 3.4 amps. Or an amp on one, an amp on the other, or just 2 amps on one. It will never output more than 2 amps. And really that's it. I'm not going to take this apart. Sorry, I was just looking at it. It does seem to be a clamshell. You can see that. It looks sort of like it's a clamshell, but I did a little pry. You can see maybe that little nick right there in the center. Get the light on it. Tried prying a little bit and it looks like it's glued, so we'll give up on that. But I did test it with my HTC One M9, and it does have a 20,000 milliamp hour capacity, or at least very, very close. This phone has a 32 or 3800 milliamp hour battery, I forget, somewhere around there. And I did about 6 charges. Not all of them were from complete dead, but it was about 6 charges. So it puts you right around, if it's 3200 milliamp hour, that puts you closer to the 18,000 milliamp hour. If it's 38, then you're still right around 20,000. And then just to show their micro USB cable here, I have the camera set to close-up mode, which might have been a bad decision then. They do seat in very far, as you can see. Not much metal exposed, which is something that I really liked because it made it harder for the cable to come out. But you can see this is a real cheap, flimsy cable. That's okay. As long as most of the money went into this battery pack, that's really all I'm worried about. I can buy myself a decent cable. I have several. So we'll plug that in there. Oh, the screen comes on. I get a little charging LED indicator, and it shows up in the top there. It is charging, and the LEDs come on. When it depletes down to 3/4 of the way, it'll drop to 3 LEDs. When it's charging, it won't do 1 to 4 if it's at, say, half capacity. Sorry, covering that up. If it's at half capacity, it'll have the first 2 lights lit and then blink on these 2. And same goes down the line, of course. That's really it. I mean, it's 2 amp charger. I checked that with a battery app on the phone. Shows you the current that the phone is getting. That's really it for this review. I picked this one because it was going to be a short one, just to sort of test it. Very, very happy with this product. It has a lot of weight to it. So let me get this out. It's got a lot of weight to it. It probably weighs a pound maybe, which tells me it's a lithium polymer, and those come in little flat, like pancakes almost. They're squares, real thin, like maybe, I want to say maybe a centimeter thick, being generous, and then that's like a little bit over 1/4 of an inch thick. I would think there's at least 2 or 3 in here. Probably 2 10,000 milliamp hours, but those would be giant, so 3 is a little bit more reasonable. It's got a lot of weight to it, so it tells me that it definitely has batteries in there. If this, for whatever reason, takes a shit on me, I'll put up another video and link it to this one down there, and I'll have it tearing it apart, because if it's broken, why do I care? Whatever. Now, this was sent as a discounted price, not for the purpose of this review, but I'm assuming it was in hopes of getting it reviewed. So that doesn't really change my opinion of the product at all. I think I would have paid full price for this now that I know that it is 20,000 milliamp hours. And also put a link down there to get this product. I bought it on Amazon. I paid for 2-day shipping, and I actually got it in 1 day, which tells me that even though it's made in China, it's not actually stored in China. It's probably stored to get 1 day for me. I'm up in Washington State. It would have to be like 24-hour driving from California, which is where most of this stuff is. So it's probably in Oregon, honestly, but it could definitely be in California. Anyway, that's about it for this. I really don't have anything else to do for this one. I just wanted to get a quick test one out. Oh, what I can do, I'll just leave this sitting here. Ugh, no, I won't. Ugh. Yeah, I have it set up on close-up mode. And for the size of the viewfinder, that's not going to work, so I'm going to need to change that for the next one. But I'll just sit here and talk then. The reason that I haven't been putting up many videos is 2, maybe 3, I don't actually remember which. Several weeks ago, I was at work on a Friday night, and I work at Subway right now, as you would know from my video logs, but vlogs, whatever. I was working, it was about an hour till close, so that's when we start to move into our closing routines. That was going to bother me. And the person working with me, they call it a pre-closer. They were mopping the floor, and I was pulling bread for the next day since we have to bake our bread every morning. And I took a step back to grab something, and then when I was taking a step forward, my front foot slipped, and I fell face first onto the back of a chair. Really embarrassing. I usually don't fall ever, so I was kind of pissed off. And of course he starts laughing, and I think it's funny at first. It hurt, of course, whatever. Until I tried to say something, and it was all slurred, and I had a lisp, and then I felt with my tongue, and my front 2 teeth were knocked out. I might include a little picture. I took a picture because I had to send it to my boss, but my front 2 teeth were basically completely shattered. I had the outsides of them and then the base, so it was a little weird. I could draw something, I guess, but I'm shit. So that's the reason why I couldn't talk the whole weekend, couldn't eat anything, could barely sleep. And then got in on Monday, got replacements, temporary replacements put in. And then I've just been occupied with other things, not really wanting to talk because it still kind of hurts. Not as much anymore, but they're still really sensitive, so should be getting more in. I'm probably, since I enjoy doing this stuff so much, going to record 5 or 6 more reviews and then have them rendering as I'm at work today. But I do have to go outside and get some work done, and then I have to drive to Les Schwab to order some tires for my new car. Which I will eventually do a car reveal on both my cars now, since I still haven't done that. But thanks for watching, guys, and next up I'll probably do a teardown of the 50,000 milliamp hour solar charger that my grandpa bought me a while ago for 10 bucks. It's not 50,000, just spoilers. But that'll be it for now, and I'll see you guys in the next one.